This is your OG optimized grower, and we are kicking off a really exciting new grow on this new channel. So we are going to be going over this morning which seeds we're going to be starting today for the 5-month grow. I would say it's about a 5-month time period for the grow. So you're going to want to stick with us, watch as we go, learn as we go. We're going to be teaching you quite a bit. Your OG is a hydroponicist, has been for a while. So we're going to teach you, we're going to do a side-by-side grow with hydro and soil and let you see the differences, okay? So it's going to be really exciting. We're going to be growing 5 Northern Lights seeds, full grown. We got 5 just because we're trying to do a 4 grow, and in case our propagation we get one less seed, it gives us 1 to replace with. So we are going to be kicking that off, and here we go. All right, to start off, we are going to show you our propagation tent. This is just where we start our seeds. So you can see it's a very simple 2x2 Spider Farmer tent. We've got a single light in there. The light is adjustable in terms of power, so you can really dial it way down for the seeds early on. I have a few small fans just to create some circulation in case it's a little bit, there's just not, you don't want to have mold. And then you see some heating pads underneath to keep it warm. This room tends to be in the 70s, even, sometimes in the winter, because it is a southwest facing room, gets a lot of sun. So that's why we chose this spot and this wall. This is a southwest facing wall here, but this is where we're going to start our seeds because we want to keep them between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit and very good humidity, 75 to 80% humidity. So we will be doing that. You see the bubble there and the rock wool ready and awaiting these little guys right here. So we went to Royal Queen Seeds, great place to go, and we got 5 Northern Light seeds, and that is what we are going to be growing with in this grow. So this is where they'll start, and then they'll move downstairs to the 5x5 tent, and we'll continue things there. So this setup is pretty simple. We bought the tent from Spider Farmer. We'll put the link in the comments below for that. And all the other stuff was really easily kind of sourced from Amazon. Very, low budget. Didn't try to put tons of money into it, just what it needs to work. So this is our propagation tent. All right, so here we see our 5 seeds. These I commonly get with the seeds. This is how the seeds come in a lot of different ways. So I just save them and I fill them with water, and I put 2 seeds in the right and 3 seeds in the left one, and I fill them pretty good with water so that there's very little air here. And what I do is I leave them in here for 8 to 12 hours, no more than 12 hours, but I leave them in for 8 to 12 hours, and I'm working to saturate the seed. Also, you can tell when you get to the end of this period, if the seed is floating, it's no good. It's not going to germinate. It's not going to do anything. If it sinks, that means it's been permeated with water, and it's a good seed, and it's going to grow, or most likely should grow. So I do this soak at the beginning, 8 to 12 hours in water. Now it's filtered water, not just right out of the tap. It's filtered water, but just make sure your water's not got something crazy in it that's going to be harsh for the seeds. But if it's pretty good, then or use a distilled water or something, or get some water that's cleaner if you want to really be that exact. I just use filtered water that we have here, and I'll put them in here for another 8 to 10 hours, and then I'll take them out, and we'll move on to the paper towel propagation method for these seeds. You'll see that next. This Zero G just giving you a quick little short data driven what is Northern Lights as a strain, where does it come from, just giving you a little bit 2-3 minutes of information to help you better understand the seeds that we're going to be growing in this grow. Genetic background: Northern Lights is primarily an indica dominant hybrid, meaning 90 to 95% is indica, 5 to 10% is sativa, and it is thought to be derived from landrace strains, most likely Afghan indica and Thai sativa. It was developed in the 1970s by a breeder known as the Indian in Seattle, Washington, or near,
and it was later stabilized and popularized by Sensei Seeds in the Netherlands in the 1980s. Originally, there was 11 phenotypes developed, with 1, 2, and 5 being the most renowned, and 5 being considered the most potent. What is its appearance? It's dense, resin-coated buds with orange pistils and purple hues. Very distinct, really beautiful in my opinion, and fun to grow. I enjoy growing it, and that's why we have chosen this strain for this first grow. Cannabinoid and terpene profile. THC and CBD content ranges from 16 to 21%, but some of the more modern hybrids, specifically where they're crossed with like runts, can reach up to the high 20s. CBD is typically 0.1% to 2%, 2% being pretty good, really high. Dominant terpenes include myrcene and pinene. That gives it the earthy, musky pine smell, and caryophyllene, which is those spicy undertones. In terms of flavonoids, it has canflavins A, B, and C, and quercetin, and that contributes to its subtle purple and orange hues, which actually makes it great for a Halloween harvest, although we're starting this one in this grow in September and harvesting in the winter. But if you do have maybe a second summer grow and it harvests in September, this would be great for a Halloween treat because of its colors. Cultivation characteristics. Grow difficulty is easy to moderate, ideal for beginners due to resilience to pests and mold and overfeeding. You can really just give it a lot of food and not stress. Flowering time, 7 to 9 weeks. We're expecting about 8 weeks for it to go into bloom. We'll be showing you as we switch the lights in order to transfer it or trip it into bloom. Yield for the indoors is 500 to 550 grams per square meter, which is basically per plant. Outdoors, it says 575 to 625 grams per plant, but here where we are in New England, the sun is not that great, and outdoors is not actually an advantageous thing, so we tend to grow better indoors, and that's why you'll be seeing me growing in the tent here inside. Height for this Northern Lights, typically 3 to 5 feet, kind of a bushier variety, but I have definitely grown it 5, 6 feet tall in the tent before. I absolutely have. So we'll see exactly what we get as ours begins to grow. We'll also be doing some low stress training on it in order to maximize the bud yield. We'll show you that. So they will not just grow straight up. We're going to actually bend them so that they grow out at an angle. So you'll see that, and we'll talk and teach you how that works. Best climate is a warm Mediterranean-like climate, 70 to 75 degrees, but they can tolerate some humidity and temperature fluctuations, though we hope in the tent we won't have that. Effects and applications. The aroma is earthy, piney, with sweet, spicy notes. The effect of smoking it makes you feel euphoric, relaxed. It helps relieve pain, aids in sleep, as well as the reduction of anxiety. Some noted side effects: dry mouth, dry eyes, and possibility for dizziness in high doses. And then these are the fancy terms for why I can say it relieves pain, aids in sleep, and helps with anxiety. So that's your fancy official terms. In conclusion, this is an OG strain. Northern Lights is classic, and this is why we're starting with it. It remains a cornerstone of cannabis breeding due to its stable genetics, resilience, and potent effects. So we'll be growing 4 to 5 plants depending on how successful our propagation is. And I think that it's going to be a really exciting grow, with 3 of them being in hydro, 2 of them being in soil. You're really going to get to see the difference step by step throughout the grow.
We're back here at our propagation tent, our 2x2 tent, and we are just about to transfer our seeds from the water start that they had there into a paper towel propagation method. So we're going to show you how we do that. All right, so here we are. We are going to be taking our seeds here and setting them into our paper towel. So we brought a 4 sheet of paper towel. So you can see 4 sheets. We'll lay this out here, and in the middle, we're going to pop our seeds and simply empty them out here, laying the water, keep them wet. Do the same with the other 2. Oh, come on now, get out of there. There we go. Okay, so all 5 seeds are now out, and we are going to use a spray we made here using Clonex This is a rooting agent. I use it when I clone plants as well, but it's great for seed starting because it helps with root generation. So we're just going to make sure that our seeds are spaced well apart. And then we're going to fold over and spray again. And then we are going to fold over and over so that they're inside of multiple layers. And then we're going to drench the whole thing. Just make sure it's saturated. Now we'll be checking in here every, probably 8 to 12 hours on it just to make sure that it's still well saturated and it's still doing well. But we will be putting this into our 2x2 tent here behind us and inside of our. Okay, so now that we've fully saturated it, we're going to put it here down into this. I don't tend to actually push the lid down, but I just keep it on it to help keep humidity inside. And then it's placed right in here. And I will turn the heating pads on the bottom here and monitor the temperature, but I want the two-man tent, or a 2x2 tent basically here, to be roughly 80 degrees or so. I will probably leave the fans off and just because there's not too much of a risk of mold, and we'll just keep it really moist and about 100% humidity. So that's it for that. And then we will show you once we start to see them pop open, probably in about 2 days. That'll be the next time we come at you with an update. In the meantime, we'll be putting out information on how to get all this set up ready and all that to fill the time while we wait for an update.